My earliest memory is riding in my grandfather's boat, arm over the side, hand in the spray. I've spent much of the rest of my life chasing this feeling. All of that has led to this, the wooden boat experience. Unfortunately, there was no time for the boat shed this week, but I did manage to visit with Rebecca Hopfinger, Executive Director of the Antique Boat Museum in Clayton, as well as talking with Mike Mahoney of Wooden Boat Restoration, a shop nearby, Skiffs, Chris Crafts, and a couple more Hutchinsons, which seems to be a theme now in the wooden boat experience. One of these boats you're going to have to see to believe.
So a common thing that we hear is, oh, you must be so quiet in the winter, right? And there's usually a million different things that we're doing. So everybody working together on the next year's events and the budget related to those things. With the boat projects, we have a number of different things that we address in the winter months, and some of those things we do in-house, and some of them we rely on our local boat builders. We have a working fleet, so our skiff livery is a working livery where with a regular admission ticket you can come in and take a turn, if you will, on a traditionally built St. Lawrence skiff. So we have a great group of volunteers, and they're working on the fixes, normal wear and tear that happens as our public gets a chance to try a St. Lawrence River skiff. A Chris Craft, that's an actual museum boat, a collection boat that was donated to us from a working fishing guide, and so we like to try and interpret it in that way, but it does work as part of our sunset cruises, and so people, the general public, can buy a ticket and do a sunset cruise.
And Jim was out there, the original owner of that donated the boat, so
yeah.
We'll see him here.
And if you're in, online and that sort of thing, Tawny, the traditional arts of upstate New York, recognized Jim as one of their North Country legends. So you can, I believe, go to their website.
I'll find a link for that.
Yeah.
And put it down below on the.
It's a great story that he tells. So. Mike Mahoney has actually, I first met Mike 23 years ago as the new curator here, and so he's been involved with the museum in various capacities, working on the boats throughout the years. And this summer we were fortunate enough to have him on staff, and currently just 2 days a week to help us while we're in our boat builder search. So we are actually seeking a master boatwright to come to the museum and work full-time year-round.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe one will watch the wooden boat experience.
I would hope so.
If he's not, I don't know why, or she.
Right, exactly.
Well, there's a museum boat getting some bottom planks, and there's Mike Mahoney. I'm here at Wooden Boat Restorations. In addition to the museum's boats, here's a Hutchinson. They seem to seek me out. This one's going to get some major work.
The trouble with some of these boats, and I'm not sure of the exact year, I'd have to actually get up on the top, see the top of this. But Hutchinson's got a load of red oak out of Canada, and nobody caught it until they built, 20, 30 boats with it. Nobody caught it there. And so there was a lot of these out there with this all red oak. And that's why they rotted out so good. When Hutchinsons built this was built on a round chine mold. So they steam bent ribs. But then to add the chine, they had to fill in the space with all these wedges, all the way down through.
Holy cow, that's a lot.
And typically these
and each one's slightly different, huh?
Everyone's got a little different curve to it. We'll scarf into the ribs up in here on the inside, steam bend new ones in.
How many of the ribs do you have to replace?
Every one of them.
So that's Rob Roy, a 1949 Hutchinson, still sporting its original wooden windshield. And just behind her is Pardon Me. Pardon Me is a boat so massive. It seems big when you see it in the water, but here in a trailer, it just goes on and on. Designed by John Hacker and built at Hutchinson Boat Works in Alexandria Bay. Completed in 1948, it is 48 feet long and 10.5 feet wide, often called the world's largest runabout. It has a supercharged 1,500 horsepower, 2,500 cubic inch Packard PT boat engine, which can burn 100 gallons of fuel per hour. It's worth a visit to the Antique Boat Museum just to see it. Here at Mike's for some varnish work. It'll be back at the museum soon. And now a boat the rest of us can imagine owning. Tippy 2 is a 1956 Chris Craft 21-foot Capri. We're going to have to stop back to Mike's and see how this one turns out. After decades in a barn, it's about to get a new life. Well, that's it from the Wooden Boat Experience. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.